So let's talk about Silver Rush 50. That was July 11th, I think. So the beginning of July this year. And what were your goals going into that? First of all, did you even know that you could race it with the injury? Like, what was that tenuous going into it?
I was told I shouldn't do it.
There's a recurring theme here, right, Kate?
I don't like to listen to authority. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. So I was in the hard cast up to my elbow for 6 weeks. And then it was 6 weeks in a brace that I could take off. And the brace didn't restrict my wrist movement. So that second 6-week chunk was better because on the trainer it was much better, but my wrist was really sore. So I still couldn't put a lot of weight on it, but it was still much more comfortable on the trainer. Anyway, then I had my last appointment with the surgeon was on June 29th. And I went proactively and found my own PT a few weeks before that because I wasn't happy with the progress I was having up until that point. And the PT was very positive, and I was telling them about this race, and she said, "Oh, I think you'll be able to do it. It might not be comfortable." And I don't know if I had told her it was 50 miles, but
minor detail.
Yeah. So I went into my surgeon appointment pretty positive. I think I had done one ride on flat road on my gravel bike before that, just to like feel it out. And I felt good. I was like, oh, he's going to clear me. This is going to be great. So at my appointment with the surgeon, he said I was cleared for weight bearing activity, but gradual. And I guess I must have brought up the race. And I asked what his thoughts were on that. And he's basically was like, absolutely not. It's a terrible idea. A little more diplomatic than that, but he did say at one point, "Isn't that how you hurt yourself?" And I immediately started crying. It was a very emotional day. But yeah, so in summary, he said that he couldn't recommend that I do it, but the choice is mine, and that just riding, so riding without falling, I would not hurt it. It was very unlikely that I would re-injure it. However, if I were to fall, it could be very devastating. Not necessarily that it's that much more likely to do that injury after surgery, but it wouldn't be able to, the repair would not be as straightforward. I would have to use a different tendon or whatever. It would just be a lot more complicated. So that was the verdict. And I didn't like that, obviously. And at the same time, I had my PT saying, like, "Oh, I think you're good. Like, if it hurts, it's okay. It's just going to be uncomfortable." So that weekend, I was also moving the next day from Golden to Boulder. So there's just a lot going on. That weekend was the 4th of July weekend. I was going to Steamboat in Colorado to mountain bike, my friends were going to mountain bike all weekend. I would maybe
sure,
mountain
Kate.
bike.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I brought my mountain bike, and the first day I was like, I'm just going to do this flow trail, see how it goes, with the goal of not falling. Like, that's my number one goal. I'm not going to fall. And I was going uphill faster than I think I'd ever got uphill. And I got a cross country full suspension bike with the anticipation of racing Leadville. So it was my first time riding that. It had just been sitting in the garage waiting for me. And I felt so fit. So I was so happy. The downhill definitely hurt, but I was just happy to be out on the bike. And the next 2 days, I just kept riding. And it didn't feel good, but I just was like, I'm not falling. I'm not falling. No matter what, I'm not falling. And I didn't fall. And after that 3rd day of mountain biking, again, still painful on the downhill, but the climbing, it didn't hurt. I was like, okay, we're going to do Silver Rush. We're going to make it happen. And yeah, my goal for the race, though, was just to finish and have a fun training day. I had a couple friends doing it, and I knew a bunch of people that were going to be in the area. So I was just focused on going and being happy to be on a bike and have fun. And that was about all I was worried about. I was like, if it puts me in a better crowd, great. But that's for the 100, great. But wasn't counting on it. I really was just looking for a training day.
So your goal was just to have a solid training day, but you ended up leading the race. and you were leading from early on, and you just continued to lead. And I want to ask the question of, did you shift your strategy at any point in the race, and did the pressure of being in the lead ever start to like affect you adversely? Because keep in mind, it's like, have an easy, good training day and definitely don't crash, because your doctor says that it's not a good idea for you to do this period. So did that ever switch on you? And did you suddenly go into like uber competitive mode, or did you kind of stay even keeled? And how'd you do that, if so?
Yeah. My other goal that I didn't say earlier, it was to not blow up. So thanks to TrainerRoad, I knew what a 30-minute repeatable effort felt like. And the course profile is very much like, do a big climb, have a rest on the descent, do a big climb, rest on the descent. So I knew what those efforts felt like, and I knew what I could repeat. So that was pretty much the only thing I was focused on. So yeah, when I got to the first aid station at 14 miles and saw my friend, he told me I was in first, and I think I might have laughed out loud. Like, it was comical. And I was like, oh, well, I should probably get going. Like, there's probably a pack of women like right behind me. And no, I just kept on pedaling though. I pedal at the same pace uphill. I am a pretty strong descender. So I think I passed a lot of the men in like right around me on some of those descents, which was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that's got to feel real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people go into those races thinking like you don't really have to be able to descend, but if you can descend, it's going to help you.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it just lowers the amount of energy and stress that builds up, or energy consumption on the descent, then stress that builds up on the descent. It just makes everything easier. Right. Yeah.
Right. And again, I was just happy to be out on my bike. I was having so much fun on those descents, just like cheering people on. Like, it was so much fun just to be out there. So yeah, I did not change my strategy during the race at all. When I got to the last climb, I like kept looking at my watch. Oh, before this, I lost my bike computer in the move. So I was just like looking at my watch, looking at the amount of climbing I had left. And I was like, no way. There's no way this is real. I only have that much climbing left. Like, man, I just learned so much about what the repeatable efforts feel like on the trainer. And also, like, something else I really appreciated that I took out of that was cadence. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew nothing about cadence before TrainerRoad, before I had those 3 months on the trainer. And so just like knowing what both cadence and effort feels like and what it should feel like was so huge. And I just kept keeping on during the race. No strategy change.
That's awesome. With the descent, because it's more of like a pronounced descent coming back to the finish. Mm-hmm. How'd you manage that? Because there's the psychology of, if you're thinking of don't crash, and then you're very likely to crash because you're fixating on it. So what did you focus on to keep yourself moving forward and obviously not crashing?
Yeah. I was mostly focused on my form. So primarily keeping my arms loose, because that's probably my biggest offender. Descending whenever I get nervous, as a lot of people do, you tighten up your upper body and your arms. So I knew, like, when I fall, that's usually one of the culprits. So I focused on that. I focused on a couple other things in my form that I knew would prevent me from falling. And yeah, I just tried to stay relaxed. That was the biggest thing, I would say.
Awesome. So you ended up winning. How was your thumb after that? Was it super sore?
Honestly, it was not, which was such a relief. I didn't even notice it much during the race because I was so focused on the race and, focusing on my goals of like not blowing up and not falling, that I wasn't really noticing my thumb, which is honestly shocking because even now I'm like going downhill a few weeks later, I still notice it. So I think it's just the mental place you're in during a race as you kind of tune out everything else.
Yeah. So Leadville's coming up. What's your goal at Leadville? And it doesn't have to be a time goal. Could just be have a good day like it was at Silver Rush.
Definitely to have a good day. My goal is under 9 hours.
Awesome.
So yeah, I think it's achievable. I've done the thing where I look at previous year's Silver Rush results and the women that then go and do the 100. And I look at their time differences. I'm like, okay, I got this. They did it with that time in Silver Rush. So that's my goal. And I think both the women and men's pro fields are stacked. So it's going to be really cool just to like be in a race with people who are so talented. And I think the energy is just going to be huge. So my goal is just to have fun out there and hopefully go under 9 hours.
What did you learn from riding the course the first time on a whim like you did? And what are you looking to apply from that experience to the next one?
Oh, I learned a lot. I learned it's really cold at the start at 6 a.m.
Yes.
Yeah. I also have really bad circulation in my hands and feet. So I didn't have feeling in my hands or feet for like most of the first climb. So just be ready for that. It's not going to kill you, but it's going to be cold. I learned that I can't eat solid food during a big day like that. I learned that in an ideal situation, I don't wear a backpack, but if I have to, I will, or like a hydration pack. That was uncomfortable for me. I mean, I might end up wearing one anyway, because I only have one water bottle cage, but I learned that it's going to be a lot easier with the course being marked. Because again, I had the route on Strava, and on Strava, there's no arrow pointing to where you need to go, and there's no like readout of the directions. Anyway, I got lost a couple times. So I added like 5 or 6 extra miles of climbing during it, which is so dumb.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Leadville Plus.
Leadville Plus. I also did it on my trail bike. So that was hard. Yeah, don't recommend doing it on a trail bike.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part of the course for you then?
Every part? No. I would say like the part where I was like, am I going to make it through this was power line.
Oh gosh. Yeah. So hard.
Like when I got to, for Columbine, I was like feeling pretty good. That climb, the first like 2/3 of it, I guess, probably. It's just like a smooth road that's pretty reasonable pitch until the top. So I felt pretty good for that. And then, I didn't have enough food and hydration on the way back. So that was a bummer. But, there are aid stations in the real race, so that's not really a concern for the way back. But yeah, so I learned all those things, and it was great. I'm so excited to do it with better factors at play. I have a better bike for it this time, and so on and so forth.
If you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up.
If you didn't like this video, you can give it a thumbs down, but let us know what you would have done differently in the comments below.
If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to become a faster cyclist, check out TrainerRoad.com.
Do it.